I knew Noble from high school, and I said, man, what are you doing? He's like, well, I'm working in medical imaging, I think, and so I'm doing something on the side. And I said, okay, tell me what it is. He's like, no, we're doing electrical light. Okay, and so I went outside out. It just bugged me because I've always been ambitious. I was still searching for what avenue or what vehicle, that I could get excited about. And so I went back to him and I said, Noble, I understand that we're having a good time and you're doing the quality thing with Kathy and everything, but I need some more information. So the concept in which this business venture is based on, has anybody ever heard of a guy named Robert Kiyosaki?
Yes.
Okay. He co-authored 2 books with Donald Trump, okay, Midas Touch and Why We Want You to Be Rich. Now, some people haven't heard of him, and then when I tell them Donald Trump, I'm like, well, if you haven't heard of Robert Kiyosaki, if you are co-authoring books with Donald Trump, chances are you know what you're talking about. Well, in the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, has everybody heard of that?
Woo!
Okay. The concept in that is there are basically 4 ways to create income. What's one way? Job, employees, right? Okay. What percentage of people? What percentage of people do you think are employees? 85%. 85%. Thank you, Steve. Can you mention Steve? What percentage of people do you think in the United States are employees? 9%. 9%. What do you think? What's right? 85. 85. Can I get 25? No. You guys are all better guessers than I am, because I thought it was about 75. It's only 95% of people, because what is an employee? They trade their time for someone else's dollars. Yes?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Well, what you talked about is, there's also the self-employed sector, self-employed, business systems, and investing. Now, what you talked about is this side of the equation. This side of the equation is what's called unsecured income. Oh, and by the way, if I misspell anything, I see that they didn't set me up with the board with the spell check. The insecurity, unsecured side. Why? Because of the X factor. What does that mean? Whether you're an employee or self-employed, basically that's an active income, which you have to actively participate in to produce the income. You trade your time and efforts and energies for someone else's dollars. Correct? Okay? Well, what happens is, because everybody's been raised, go to school, get a good education, graduate, work for a company for 34 years, and you might make it. But it's funny because younger people were catching on quicker. They're figuring out when they get in an employee situation that their boss is only going to pay them enough not to quit. So they're only going to work hard enough not to get fired. And their goals and their particular goals and dreams in life aren't matching what the employer is willing to pay them. Okay? So it used to be in your mid-30s, but now it's like your mid-20s. They're figuring this out. And so the first place most people go is self-employment. Now, why would somebody want to be self-employed versus being an employee? Control. Control of what? Yourself. Okay. Yes. And maybe earning potential. At least that's what you think. You're like, okay, whether it be mowing lawns, braiding hair, it's usually a second job, part-time job. And now, why would somebody choose to do that, even though it's going to take more time out of their schedule? More money. That's the only reason, right? Now, unless it's like volunteer work, but for self-employing, now, so they want more money. Now, something brought you out on Tuesday night. Okay? Josue, what brought you out?
My brother.
Your brother. Okay. Why? I mean, what about your brother brought you out? What did he say to you?
Well, he just told me that that what y'all doing is really good, so he wanted me to come check it out.
Right. And he thinks maybe more money might be able to help.
Yeah.
Now, how would more money help you?
Get a car.
Get a car. Okay, sweet. Car. Now, one of my jobs is to expand your thinking a little bit, because with this particular project, you can't fit a 15 by 17 idea in a 5 by 7 line. Okay? So a car, what kind of car would you want?
A truck, a small truck.
Okay, if I was buying it.
Yeah,
If I was, and I'm not, but if I was, what would you be driving?
Mercedes.
Mercedes. Sweet, okay. What color would it be?
White.
Okay, I'm just going to do this. Okay. I like pictures and picture books and things like that. So white, okay? White Mercedes. Big body or coupe?
Coupe.
Coupe. So you kind of speed demon?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Sweet. Now, how does that make you feel? Well, how would that make you feel, you think?
Right. Makes me feel good.
Feel accomplished, right? Because what I found out is the joy doesn't come in attainment, it comes in the feeling of accomplishment. So you feel like you're going somewhere, and this is a symbol of you achieving something. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. All right, Dave. With our particular project, we have two different phases, if you will. So the first phase and second phase. The first phase is a 6 to 18 month phase, and that's $2,000 to $3,000 extra a month. Dave, what would that do for you? An extra on top of what you're doing right now. What would that allow you to do?
That would allow me to invest in the future.
Okay.
Put some money
Great.
away.
Okay. Great. Invest. Now, for peace of mind or something specific you want to invest for?
Peace of mind.
Peace of mind. So sense of security. Okay, great. You know, I love security. And let me give you an example of security. You're in an airplane, right? Anybody jump out of airplanes here in Fayetteville? Few people? Okay. You guys got a reserve parachute? Or would it be nice to have a reserve parachute? Okay. Why?
Just in case.
Just in case. Gives you a little bit more peace of mind. Now, I haven't done it, so I don't know how much peace of mind that'll give me, but, an extra, right? So that'd be like your plan B if plan A doesn't work, right? Okay. Well, this particular project is kind of like a financial reserve parachute. Now, if I get a little serious on you, if it's important for you to have a reserve parachute when jumping out of an airplane, and you're the only one that's going to benefit if you need it, how important would be a financial reserve parachute if something happened in plan A for your family? Right? So some people say, I'm not really looking to do anything and I almost think, man, what if you lose the ability? Where's your family's financial reserve parachute? So it's just smart to have a plan B. Okay? So, in the second phase, we'll get into that and everything. And so, with the self-employed, it's still active income. Because if you mow lawns or whatever you do, and I used to do that. I had another job on top of the CNA and was mowing lawns until I reached down and grabbed the muffler, and it eliminated my ability to do that. So it's still active. Now, this side of the equation is what's called passive income. Business, and really what we're talking about is big business or business systems. And then there's investing. Interesting thing about investing is, I think it's good to invest. But here's statistically less than 1% of full-time investors. Now, I'm not talking guys at the Panera doing E-Trade. I'm talking about people that are professional investors, the people that are experts. You get laughing at it. It's like, what was that? Wait for it. Because I think guys, there was one guy who brought a printer. Who's a Panera? Oh, come on, man. You know what I mean? You already get drinking one cup of coffee all day long. Come on, just bring the printer. But those guys, they're high speed, and now if you do that, that's cool. But the guy gets up and walks out. So professionals, people that do it professionally, only less than 1% of those guys can retire on their investments. Less than 1%. Okay, and it's not bad to invest, but I would say investing is like going to Vegas. Don't take any more money than you're willing to lose. You don't risk the cell phone bill, the mortgage, things like that. Okay? Well, what do you need to be an investor? Money. What else? Well, you don't really. You need knowledge.